Right now, I want to bring on board a chartered accountant par excellence. This person I'm talking about, I'm referring to, I was present during his induction. And those of us who are already involved in accounting, maybe you studied accounting in the university, or you studied accounting, or you have a brother, a sister, a relative who is a child accountant, you can ask them that what happens next the moment I have completed all my ICAN exams. They will tell you that the next thing is induction. The same way it also happens with those persons who are in the law field. They are inducted. Even those who are in the medical field, they are also inducted. So I happen to be present. I witnessed that very occasion of the induction ceremony of this very accountant. I will give us a little intro again about him by the time he's done, because here in Miramar, we always want our students, our visitors to see things raw, to listen and get information direct before we then come on air on that same matter. So please, let's give a standing ovation as we make welcome Accountant Olisa Njoku, ACA, as he takes us on the first session for tonight. Welcome, sir.
It's a miracle. The introduction was too much. Oh.
You
Good evening.
deserve it. You deserve it, sir. After the many sleepless nights reading and cracking brain. Yeah? Remember the induction when you came to Lagos? It was it easy? The
It
traffic
wasn't easy.
to you understand? It has been from one to another. Welcome, sir. I'm really, really excited to have you on board.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, my fellow prospective professional colleagues.
Yes, so prospective, oh, don't give
Yes,
them
yes,
that this thing yet.
yes. No, to get that title ACA is very expensive, but it's something that is very easy to attain. So this our forum today. I got the information very late, so I was a little bit unprepared. But based on the fact that Miracle is a very good friend of mine, he was my coursemate in University of Port Harcourt. He has been an amazing friend, a very industrious young man. And then when I came to Lagos last year, during my induction period, it was his place that I stayed for those three few days before I left. I came back to Port Harcourt. So when he communicated to me about the intentions of what he wanted to achieve today, about educating and enlightening people, and then most of all encouraging about my fellow people that want to journey on this process. So I keyed in, and then I believe it's something that I would like to do because during my time, I was kind of unfortunate that I couldn't get much intel about how I can operate. But due to my experience, I would like to enlighten us and then encourage us. So now let's start from the scratch. So I believe that there are some people here that are starting. I don't know if foundation students are here, but basically, if you studied accounting in your university, you are starting from skills level. So it's divided into skills level, and then professional level. So in your skills level, you are writing 5 papers, and then your professional level, you are writing 5 papers. So in your skills level, you are writing your public sector and finance, writing a strategic business reporting, was formerly called financial reporting, but now due to the change of syllabus and report and the informations that were done in ICAN, so it has to accommodate some new topics, and then we have uh, what's it called, performance management. We have what's it again? Tax. Yes, we have tax, and then we have audits. Yes, okay, audit is making it 6 papers. Audit and Miracle, please help me with the last one.
Hello,
Which other
sir.
one?
Which of them, sir?
So I've called public finance, public sector and finance. I've called SBR, strategic business reporting, taxation, performance management, auditing, and which other one? The remaining one.
Okay, can you hear me, sir?
Yes, yes, I can hear you. Okay,
Okay, somebody here says Adenike
management.
says financial
Yes,
management.
management. Yes, exactly. So I will tell you my own personal experience. So when I started my ICAN during my service year when I was serving 2022, that was when I started my ICAN process. So I met some few people. They encouraged me, told me that it's a very good thing because I just came out from university 2019. Yeah, we graduated 2019. So 2020 was that pandemic year. So 2021, 2022, that was when I started my ICAN program. So I first thing first, if you are trying to venture into ICAN, I will advise everybody to have a particular year, like a span that you want to achieve it. There's nothing like a trial method in your mindset. That's what you need to eradicate first. You need to have a perfect plan, the lifespan that you want to finish this your icon. You need to have like a specific period that you want this your icon to finish. If it's 9 months, or if it's 2 years, or if it's 1 year. So it's going to help you to determine the kind of seriousness that you are going to put. So first thing first, when I was in my final year, one of our lecturers, his name is Henry Wogo. So he made a comment there. He said, I finished my icon in 9 months. So that was, I can remember that day, my final year. So the thing struck a chord in me. So I said, okay, no problem. If I'm doing this my icon, I'm doing it in 9 months too. So when I started, I wrote my own 5 papers. After my registration, they've given me my registration number. I paid my exemption. I started class. I was going for a physical class. So I said I was writing the whole 5 papers. So now, the if you've made up your mind, I don't know, people might have their own different work schedule. There might people that might their work might be too tedious for them to have time to go for classes and then be reading and then doing other things. So you know how to split your own, but I will advise that you write the whole 5 papers. At least it's going to determine your strength. That's my own personal advice. So then the method that you need to follow about this thing is that now in every course you need to have that mindset that you are going to finish everything. I'm trying to explain my own personal experience. That's how I followed it up. So what I did was that I never missed a class. I had some other YouTube videos that I used to augment for my performance management, and then formerly called financial reporting. I was watching so many videos online, and then I was communicating with my guys that were in Lagos. So sometimes we do have a personal session. I'll tell him, guy, how was this class? How you guys doing? What about this topic? How did you go about it? So then, I never missed a class. At the end of every topic, eh, at the end of every class, I have to go home because now, and another thing people fail to understand is that what they are going to tell you in class is just 20% of what you need to pass your ICAN. The remaining 80% is dependent on your own personal effort. What you need to do in that your class that you are going, if you are attending classes, which I will advise everybody to do, because now the classes that you are going is not just for the lecturer talking to you. You still have time to meet your own other colleagues that are in your group. If it's an online class, or you still have time to interact with them and share your own personal ideas about a particular topic. So what I did is that I have a 5 separate notes for each of the classes. At the end of every topic, I close it out, and then there was my friend then that gave me a paper, one paper like that. That at each topic, you have a particular question that is reflected in your past questions. So what I did is that at the end of each class, I read it, I trace it back to the past question, and I read it. I solve the question. Most of the time, you might not be able to get the question. That's where this uniformity comes into play. That's when you take it back to your lecturer after that class, or maybe your colleagues. You guys can have a roundtable discussion about that particular example. You guys can discuss about it, and then you have a better idea of it. Then you ensure that you've closed out on that topic. Then another thing is that sometimes the lecturers might not be able to cover up all the topics, because now there are some topics that are very, very important. For something now like performance management, there are some topics that you need to understand. So they lay more emphasis on this. Your learning curve, your transfer pricing, your relevant costing. These 3 topics are very important. So most times lecturers stay there 1 month, 2 months, trying to ensure that students understand this better. So they might put little or no emphasis on the other topics. And that topics now are the things that usually comprises your section C. I'm still coming back to that. So now the first idea you need to understand, if you are getting my points down, you guys can be writing it down. The first thing you need to do is to give yourself a lifespan, a span that you want to cover your ICAN period. It's 10 courses. You need to develop that mentality that first thing first, I am finishing this ICAN within so and so period. It's going to determine so many things for you, your level of seriousness and commitment. That's first. Then secondly is that when you start going for classes, if you are going for classes, I know some of my friends that didn't go for class. They read on their own. People have that grade, but me personally, I did. So when you are attending your classes, you ensure that you finish every topic. At the end of every class, finish every topic. Answer the questions that are relatable to the past questions. That's second. Then lastly, before you get to exam period, after you must have made your payments, make your exam payments. Now, during that exam period, understand something. There is this thing that will come to you. It happens for everybody. It will get to a point whereby you might feel that you're unprepared. So at that point, people that are already paid for tutorials for 5 courses, they will start say, oh boy, I know ready. I'm going to write 3. Some people might resort to writing 2. Some people might resort to writing 1. Some people might even decide not to write at all. Because now when you get to classes, you start seeing people that must have been writing ICAN for so many years. You will see people's experience that wrote 5 papers and they failed all. But you need to have that your personal mindset that their stories are different from yours. So these are the things that are, because in a fight, you need to win it first mentally before you start going for the physical fight. So you need to ensure that you cover everything. Know your strengths. There are people that are very good in calculation and there are people that are very good in theory. In your theory courses, public sector and finance is very cumbersome. I think it's around 950 tell you for a fact that I finished that textbook and I made my notes out of it. I finished all the you might not get an in-depth knowledge for all the courses, but when you start going through the past questions, you will start noticing where some our ICAN tutors and the people that are setting these questions are coming from, how they set their questions. So from there, you know some topics that are very relevant. So you ensure that you know all of them, you read everything, have a note for yourself. What I usually do then is that at every topic, the past question, the particular question that is related to it in the past question, what I do is that I write out that question in my notes and I write the solving. During my exam period, I don't need to start going through past questions again. What I'm going to do is I'm looking at my notes. And it will get to a point whereby when you get to the exam, based on the fact that you already have that your notes, it is stored in your subconscious. You start seeing that your notes in that exam. It is same as if you are doing copy and paste. So people have that time that they will start doing past questions, they will start reading their text with them. By that time, you already settled. You have your own summarized notes that you are looking at. You are reading everything from your notes. Everything is settled. That's how it works. Then another part that everybody should not neglect is the spiritual aspect of it. So depending on the God that you are serving, ensure that you pray about every exam. Every exam, when I wrote my skills, okay, my skills, when I wrote my skills, my 5 papers, I passed all. So at that point, that particular period, it's not all the exams that you wrote that you might feel you are going to pass. It happens. At some point, you might even think that it's only one paper, only one question in those 5 questions that you answered correctly. But you might end up getting 60 something. In my skills, little score, the lowest score I had was 60, and it was my performance management. But my highest score was 89. All the scores, the scores I know someone should his mic. So it's just for me to encourage you and tell you that it is not a difficult thing. ICAN is not difficult. I keep on telling people. You just need resilience and commitment. That's what you need. And I will advise everybody, to my own little knowledge, it might be difficult for you, but I will advise everybody to write the whole five. Know your strength. The little time there will be, even if you are writing one paper, you still not have time. If you don't want to create out time for yourself, you still not have time to cover everything up. But this writing five now depends on your span that you already put for yourself. That see this is the period that I'm going to cover this icon. If you have it in 9 months, if you have it in 2 years that you want to cover it, that will determine how you are going to split your paper. Then I don't know if there are some people that are writing professional. Professional is a little bit tactical. Then that's one good thing about skills. When you've done your skills and you've developed your strength, you come to the professional aspect. You don't even need to read a lot because you've already conquered skills. You will then be a little bit relaxed. It's more difficult. I struggled in my professional. It was difficult for me because the listings were cumbersome. I wrote the whole five again and I passed four. I had to fail case study. Funny enough, that case study I had 12. It was very funny. Then after the next diet, I had to pass it. So what I'm trying to the little words I'll put to you is that first thing first, you need to clear out that notion that ICANN is difficult. I know my people that have written this ICANN 3, 4 years. Intelligent people, my classmates in school, they gave up. They stopped doing ICANN. They had to go and do MSc, had to do other easy ones that you can actually go to the school and pay your way out and then you get the certificate. But once you get your ICANN, ICANN creates a mentality in your head that there is no exam that is difficult that you cannot write. You are going to get negative feedback from people about how they failed their exams and so many things. But have it in your mind that you have your own story to write. You have your own story to write. And then there are people that wrote this ICAN in 9 months. They wrote five, they passed, and they don't have two heads. I know some of my professional colleagues now that they are not really that intelligent per se, but they are chartered accountants now. And there are so many benefits that comes with being a chartered accountant. In short, my current promotion now in the office, one of the advantages I had was that I was a chartered accountant. You don't necessarily need to know the job in total, but it gives you an edge and an advantage more than every other person. And then it's not just about the certificate. When you are going for your district meeting, you meet people, elite people that are going to connect you. So my final words I'm going to give you guys is that for you to even be in this meeting, that means you are very, very ambitious. You are at the right place. Ensure you enroll for classes. If it's online or physical classes, it's going to help you. It's going to really help you. People might have their own different ways that they pass, but I have to explain my own little ways, and it has been working for so many people. I have so many people, my
Yeah.
friends that church during their ICAN, and they are chartered accountants now. So at least in every induction I'm seeing every year, at least I have 10 people I'm going to post in my status that they are chartered accountants. So I believe that you guys can do it. There is not see first thing first, eradicate that notion in your mindset that ICAN is difficult. ICAN is not difficult. Even there might be sometimes in some topics that are not very familiar with you. Stay there, persist. You don't need to know all the topics in a course for you to pass that paper. That's another thing. You don't need to know all the courses for you to pass that particular paper. What you just need to do is put some commitment, resilience. The things that you don't know, make some effort to know it. Read your past questions.
So I'm not seeing your screen, sir.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you, but I'm not seeing your screen, sir.
I'm not presenting anything, I'm just talking low. Miracle.
Yes, I can hear you, sir. You can go on.
Okay. So, what I'm saying is, you guys can do it. I have 20 people here with me here. You guys can do it. It's nothing difficult. And then you have to deny yourself some frivolity, some pleasures. I know some people are working Monday to Friday or Saturday, then Sunday you might be going for classes. Yes, you, those periods I don't watch movies because you might even be watching movie and you'll be feeling guilty. See time while they wait. You have to invest it on something. I'm not saying you should deny yourself for some pleasure. So all work and no play makes Jack a double, but you should place more emphasis on your book. Within 1 year, 6 months, it's completed. Then for my people that are in 8 years, I don't really have much information. I think Miracle will guide you guys there because I didn't do 8 years. I didn't start from 8 years. I started from skills. Okay, so thank you. I'll be waiting for any questions. Thank you very much. Mr. Miracle, thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Okay, I don't know if anyone have any question for our first speaker. Is there anyone who have any question? Please, can you bring it up? You have listened to him. You have one or two questions you want to ask him. This is the time to do that because he is not going to be here with us for long. Mr. Emmanuel? Do you have a question? All right, all right, all
No,
right.
sir. No, sir.
Okay, okay. Okay, so at this very juncture, we are going to bring on board the second speaker. This very person is also another person who I respect so much. I don't know if he's here at the moment. Sir Darlington, are you in the building? Can you just give us a hello? Okay, Sir Olisa, there's a question here. The question is that's from Ramat. Ramat is asking, for someone that did not finish 8 years from university, what stage do such persons start from, please?
Okay. As I said earlier, I don't really have much intel about it, but then, Madam Ramat, you can open your mic. Have you graduated? Are you done with your service? Are you done with school? What course did you read in your university?
Accounting, sir.
Okay, is it a university?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you are fine. You can just enroll, start this diet. You are going straight to skills. So you make some few payments about your exemption, and you can start from skills level.
Okay, sir. So I wrote it as 1 and 2 before.
Yes, yes, that's
It
what I'm
was
saying.
okay.
So you can just start from your skills level, then exempt some courses, start from your skills level. You are good to go.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome,
Yeah, good evening, sir.
ma'am. I can hear you, sir. Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good. Please, I am in skills, but I've stopped writing for some few diets now. And now that I want to resume, now they said there is CBT. I don't know. Is it like they are going to have an objective, or are they going to write? Writing with pen that is usually faster. Most people are not computer savvy like that. And if it happens that they are going to write it in CBT now, and it's the same normal hours they are going to spend, how long is it? Will people be able to finish knowing that it's not going to be objective likely to set, please? If you have idea, please.
Okay. Good evening.
Yeah, good.
So for you, if it's been long that you wrote and then you want to start, I don't
Yes,
know
sir.
how many. When was the last time? When did you write your last paper? When was it?
I wrote 2024 November May diet.
Okay, that's not far now. So what you just need to do is to pay for your exam fee and then pay
Yes,
for what's it called? Your subscription.
yes.
Then for the CBT, I don't know. I don't have much information. I don't know that ICAN is doing CBT now. I've not gotten that information.
That's what they said, that this November diet is going to be CBT.
Hello, hello.
Yes,
I
I
can
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 hear
hear
I
you,
you.
sir.
speak?
Yeah, you can go
Okay.
ahead.
And uh, so this is good evening. This is Godwin. So the CBT is only
Okay, hello,
for
hello, Godwin.
foundation.
Hello, hello.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay,
Yes, I'm with you, sir.
Before Godwin speak, let me introduce Godwin to the house also. Okay, so everyone meet Godwin. Godwin is also an accountant here, and he also happens to be one of our lecturers in our school.
Okay.
Yes, he handles taxation, and he also, what's the other course, Sir Godwin? Apart from
Financial reporting.
financial
Management.
reporting, yes, FRO. So he's one of
Okay.
our lecturers here. Okay, Sir Godwin, you are welcome. I'm so sorry. I didn't know you are also in the building. You can go on, sir.
No. So the ICAN for November 2025, the CBT is mainly for foundation. So
Okay.
they can actually choose between writing for CBT or taking written test, that is writing. So it's not for skills and professional. So, sir, you don't have to be worried.
Okay. Thank God. Thank you very much for this vital information, sir.
Yes, sir. You're welcome, sir.
Ah.
Okay, I'm seeing a question here. Mr. Njoku, I study business education from university. Please, at what level will I start? Okay, Mr. Olarewaju. So you register, you start from foundation. And after your foundation, then you move to the skills and then professional. Please, any other question? Mr. Miracle.
Yes, I'm yes, sir. Is there any other question from anyone? Is there anybody who have any other question? Before we move to the next session, please. You have any question before we move to the next session?
Hello, good evening, sir.
Okay, good evening.
My question is, I actually registered for ICAN, and I was supposed to start from skill level. But before I did my registration, I've already registered for ANAN exams. So I was now wondering, is it possible as I'm writing this one, I'll be writing this one simultaneously, or I should finish this one, then come back to ICAN? So that's just my question. Although, of course, I've already registered for the ANAN before I get to know about this ICAN thing. Though I've registered also, so I was just like, is it a good idea to combine both, or to finish one then come to the second? Thank you, sir.
Okay, my boss. So you say something about I can't sing. The I can't sing. The way you said it, it sounds very funny. Then you cannot use. I'm not trying to. You know, as an accountant, as a chartered accountant, there is one of our ethics is professional behavior. You should always have a good way to protect your profession, especially in the district. So you not bring dispute to it, but you cannot compare ICAN and ANA. When you get to the classes too, some lecturers will give you a detailed information about it. I will advise you as your so I will advise you to focus on ICAN. It's more weightier, more relevant, more pronounced than ANA. When you get chartered, or when you start going for classes, you then understand the how relevant ICAN certificate is. You bearing ACA as your name is more important than you doing the ANA. So I will implore you to put more energy, leave ANA. When after you are done with your ICAN, see, people do ANA and still go to get ICAN, but you barely see somebody that gets ICAN and went to do ANA. I've never seen
Yes,
anybody.
yes,
So so if you get your just focus on this your ICAN, focus on it. The sky is your limit.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you so much, sir, Olisa. Please, let's give him another round of applause. He has done a lot for us tonight. Now, before we bring up our next and final speaker for the night, let me also permit me to also do my own part as well. For the name, I am Williams Miracle. If you permit me, ACA. You know, I also have a little bit of experience with my own journey as well. And most of the times, a lot of persons normally wonder, how did you happen to become a chartered accountant finally, especially with my many involvement in the tech space? The truth is, it was not easy. It was not easy. And I would want us to listen attentively, because definitely there might be something you might actually pick up from my own journey. And let me tell you, every one of you who have taken time to be here, tonight, we are not just talking about passing ICAN. We are talking about empowering you to achieve it on your terms, from your home, on your schedule. This very program is not just about passing an exam. Sorry, let me mute some of us. I think it's a bit distracting. Okay, so this very meeting is not about passing an exam. It's about reclaiming control over your professional journey. I see many aspiring accountants here, and I know many of you are students navigating the complexities of academics, perhaps part-time jobs, and the general uncertainty of planning for a massive professional exam. You might feel overwhelmed, unsure where to start, or even how to stick to a plan. Don't worry. For every one of you here, please don't worry. Because by the end of this session, especially the next session, from the first speaker, you will have a clear, actionable blueprint and a renewed sense of confidence. I promise you, you will leave here not just informed, but inspired and ready to conquer ICAN. Now, let me talk a little about my story. Let me start by sharing a little piece of my own journey. A story of trials, a story of resilience, and ultimately triumph. Because I stand before you not just as a lecturer, but as someone who has walked a path perhaps very similar to yours. Years ago, when I embarked on my ICAN journey, my life was difficult. I was working a demanding high-pressure job because the moment I left the university, I got a job in a petroleum company in Lagos. So you can begin to imagine someone that just signed off from university last paper, and the next week you're securing a job. I just want you to, relate with that kind of situation and ground. This job consumed most of my waking hours. Think about long days, late nights, constant travel, the immense responsibility of projects with tight deadlines. Sometimes HS Petroleum will send an email that Mr. Williams, you and so team have to be in Ibadan just like that. Added to this, I had personal commitments that required my attention and energy. There were days I would leave home before dawn and returned well past midnight, exhausted. The thought of adding ICAN study to this already overflowing plate felt not just daunting, but impossible. I tried the conventional route. I registered for a tutorial center, yes, convinced that the structured environment I saw in Lekki, that's where it was, the fixed timings were the only way. But I quickly hit a wall. Attending classes meant sacrificing sleep, right? Attending classes meant sacrificing work. Attending classes meant sacrificing precious family time, especially that Saturday and Sunday physical lectures. I found myself dozing off in lectures. I found myself missing crucial sessions due to work emergencies and feeling perpetually behind. To me, that's a traditional model, and that traditional model designed for a different kind of schedule simply was not built for my own reality. I felt defeated, I felt isolated, and on the verge of giving up. The dream of becoming a chartered accountant felt like a mirage. But then a realization struck me. If the path does not fit you, don't give up on the destination. You forge a new path. I decided to pivot. I could not conform to the tutorial center schedule, so I had to make ICAN conform to mine. What this actually meant was a radical shift to self-study, but not just any self-study. It had to be strategic, it had to be efficient and deeply personalized. Guess what I did? I developed a system born out of necessity, something I will share to students who will be registering for our ICAN training. This system was a system which has to do with a micro-study sessions during commutes, late night deep dives when the house was quiet, early morning reviews before work started. I learned to dissect the ICAN syllabus. I identify core concepts. I mastered the act of effective revision. I taught myself to extract maximum value from every single minute, turning what seemed like limitations into my unique advantages. Please, can we mute ourselves? And you know what? I passed every single paper from home on a budget without stepping into that physical classroom again. You can go and ask them. After the first day, they did not see me again. In fact, they were asking that we are surprised we have not been seeing you. I did not go back there again. And not only did I pass, but this very journey, please, can we mute ourselves, because you know we have a lot of persons who could not join. We'll be sending this to them. We have a lot of persons, please. I notice I will mute some of us, and we will unmute it so that when they are listening, they won't be affected by the echo. Okay, maybe I will just mute everyone. Thank you. So as I was saying, and not only did I pass, but this very journey, this demonstration of self-discipline and strategic thinking positioned me perfectly for the job market. I got hired again after I left the first place I was working. When I left for my NYSC, I got hired fast, precisely because I showed up with more than just a certificate. I showed up with a proven ability to adapt, to innovate, and to achieve ambitious goals against all odds. My story is not unique in its struggle, but it is unique in its solution. It taught me that your circumstances are not a barrier. They are an invitation for innovation. And that's the powerful truths I want to share with you today. Your journey to ICAN success does not have to break your bank. I hear people say, oh, tutorial, all those things are very expensive. I don't have the money. I have to quit my job. I've met a lady who had to resign. She said she resigned from her work just because of ICAN exam. That's wrong. Nobody should deceive you. Your journey to ICAN success does not have to break your bank or your spirit. It can and it will be on your terms. Before I round up, let me tell you a story. An ancient story that holds profound lessons for your ICAN journey. Every one of us know of tortoise, right? We know of tortoise. We have heard of tortoise, a lot of story about tortoise when we are growing up as children and all of that. You can pick something from this story I want to share about this wise old tortoise. Now, in a land far away, there was a great competition. It happened to be a journey across the desert to reach the land of knowledge. Many animals that have speed, animals that are proud. You know them, the cheetah, the gazelle, the hare. They laughed at the wise old tortoise. They were like, Baba, let's assume the tortoise name is Baba. How will you that is slow, how will you ever reach the land of knowledge? We will run, we will cover the distance and be there in no time. But Baba tortoise, with his ideas in his ancient eyes, simply smiled. He knew his space. He knew his strengths. He understood his limitations. He did not try to be a cheater. Do you know I'm saying this? Because some of us want to be like another person. We just want to copy another. No. In fact, when I wrote my skills, I did not tell you about my own skills. When I wrote my skills, when I was writing my skills, I did not read. You can ask my colleagues, friends, Henry, Simon, James, they will tell you. You can even ask my boss in the company I was working. The morning, I had to leave. I had to leave for Unilag to go and write it. I was shocked that I passed. I was shocked. That was when I beat my chest. I said, anybody who comes through my way, I will tell the person, go and write ICAN. Don't tell yourself that ICAN is hard. Go and write that. In fact, that was a mistake some of us used to make because of this wrong impression that ICAN is difficult. No, you never can tell. I've seen people that, if we ask now in skills, what's the most easiest course to pass? Some will say taxation, right? Some will say CSME. I've seen guys that are very good, intelligent, very intelligent. CSME, they have failed CSME more than 5 times. More than 5 times. What does that tell you? It tells you that you should not try to be a cheater. You should not try to be another person. Instead, plan your own strategy. So what Tortoise did, he studied the map of the desert. ICAN also has that map. The syllabus is the map. It is there. So Tortoise looked at the desert. He started to study it. He marked out small, manageable segments. Each segment had a specific landmark. He saw some segment has a small rock, some has a tree. He knew exactly where he was going and where he needed to be by a certain time. Another thing he did was that he was resourceful because he carried a small patch of water, sipping this water all around. He used his stuffed shell. You know, tortoises have a shell, not as a burden, but as a portable shade, resting under it, under the sun. Tortoise observed the wind, the direction of the setting. He used every element of his environment to his advantage. And above all, tortoise embraced consistency over speed. While the cheetah ran and then collapsed from exhaustion, tortoise walked steadily, step by step. You know, these days people will tell us, hey, you're too slow. You will see other of your colleagues who wrote ICAN, they are chatter this. I tell people there is nothing like slow progress. Progress is still progress. Slow progress is still progress. The same way tortoise did. He did not rush. He did not run. But he never stopped moving forward. You write 5, you failed 1, or you failed all, or you passed only 1. Does not mean you should stop. When the first speaker was speaking, he shared a story about people who wrote, failed, did not continue again. They did not continue. I heard him, and it's true. There are many persons like that. Please don't give up. Don't stop moving forward. If tortoise had to rest, he rested, but he always resumed his journey. What he did was to create steps. He did not compare himself to others. That's another thing we do that makes us fail. He did not compare himself to others. His focus was solely on his own path, his own pace, his own progress. And that was how one by one, the day of the competition, the fast animals, the most intelligent, the most brilliant, they either got lost or gave up. But tortoise, slow and steady, eventually arrived at the center of knowledge. He was not tired, but refreshed. His knowledge deep, his resolve unwavering. He had conquered the desert not by force, but by strategic patience, meticulous planning, and relentless consistency. My dear future chartered accountants, your ICAN journey is not a sprint, it's a marathon. You don't need to be the fastest learner. Take note, you don't need to be the fastest learner or have endless hours or attend the most expensive centers. You need to be like tortoise, strategic, consistent, resourceful, and unwavering in your focus. This is the core philosophy behind our approach here in Miramar Institute and the bedrock of your self-study success. Now that you understand the spirit of your journey, let's dive into the practical blueprint I want to share with you tonight. This is the how to guide that transforms aspiration into achievement. And I've broken it down into 5 crucial phases designed to empower even those who feel they don't know how to plan. Maybe you are here and you feel, I don't know how to plan. Listen attentively, please. Please, can you all still hear me? Hello, if you can hear me, can you drop a message in the message box? Let's go. I hope we are getting value, right? Are we getting value?
Yes, we are.
Okay. So I was talking about the blueprints, which should be your step-by-step strategy to ICAN success from my own point of view. And I have broken it down into 5 crucial phases. Just in case you are here and you are like, I don't know how to plan. Phase 1 is what I call the mindset shift. The mindset shift. Believe and commit. Before you even open a study pack, know why you are doing this. I've noticed from few persons I've taken on some of the courses. Some of those persons, they don't know why they are even opening study pack. So there must be that shift in your mindset. Is it career progression? Is it financial freedom? Is it personal pride? Write it down. That's why. The why is very important. Why am I doing ICAN in the first place? Some persons don't know why. How I will tell you is because there are people who have ICAN, they are not using it. I've seen chartered accountants who are working in marketing department. Permit me please, I'm not trying to disrespect anyone, but I just feel like it should not be. Currently, I work as finance and account manager in a company outside my other business activities. Why do I have to do that? The reason why I went back to that job was because of ICAN. I know what, it made me pass through. And for that reason, it was part of my career progression plan. I knew that from the right time, from start, that yes, this is why I need this thing. So please, for everyone here or who will go through this, the first phase, you must have that mindset shift. Write it down. Is it career progression? Is it financial freedom? Is it personal pride? Do it. This why is your fuel when motivation will be going down. There are times, I know of a friend that lost her both parents, father and mother, who were, sponsoring her exam. But she did not give up. She still was able to get through. I know another friend who lost her dad and had just a mom. Today, she's a child accountant. Why? Because she already knew her why. If we go back to the tortoise philosophy I was sharing with us, ICAN is about consistent effort, not last-minute cramming. Accept that it's a journey, not a race. Your unique circumstance are not a disadvantage. If you must come up with an innovative study habit, it has to be a catalyst for that innovative study habit. In this same phase 1, which has to do with mindset shift, you must also embrace commitment. Commitment is key. In fact, commitment is non-negotiable. Self-study demands discipline. When we did the advert, we posted this, a lot of persons sent messages, they are interested. Oh, how can I study on my own? Self-study demands discipline. Go and ask people who study on their own. It means you are your own boss, your own accountability partner. So you must make a commitment to yourself and you must honor it. Phase 2 is what I call diagnostic and strategic planning, where you now map your plan. To do that, the first thing you must do is self-assessment and paper selection. Don't just pick papers randomly when you want to read. Understand your strengths and weakness. What are the common papers that you think pair well for you? And here in Miramar Institute, we guide you on strategic paper selection to maximize your chance and also manage your workload effectively. Because I can tell you, some of the courses some of us are doing in physical center, we have already passed it. For those that just want to start writing ICAN, you have already passed it. CSME, I did not read anything there for one day. But when I saw questions in exam, I already knew all these are just business related kind of question. They are talking about planning, talking about this. So no need to cram. I had to write out of my mind. I had to write based on my understanding, my knowledge. what I already know about these things. Number 2, get your syllabus. Some of us, we already sent the syllabus to you, even the new documents, right? Now, the ICAN syllabus is your definitive guide. Don't just glance at it. Understand it chapter by chapter, topic by topic. The reason is because it tells you exactly what ICAN expects you to know. I hope we understand. In our school year, we have a smart study plan. We have a smart study plan. The first is what we call macro planning. In macro planning, we tell our students to break down the entire syllabus for your choosing papers into weekly or bi-weekly themes. You allocate specific topics to each week. We have micro planning. Micro planning has to do with daily, hourly study. You break down those weekly themes from macro planning into daily micro goals. And I used to ask students, can you dedicate 2 hours consistently or 3 hours? Even 1 hour of focused study is better than doing nothing. You say, so it will be difficult. You have calendar in your phone. Use a calendar. There are simple planning apps on your phone that you can use to set, those reminders. You must start to block out specific times for study. You must treat them as non-negotiable appointments. This is where your schedule comes alive. Just like tortoise rested, you must also rest. Yes. So you don't burn out, because burnout is the enemy of consistency. Phase 3 is where you now equip yourself. What do you use to equip yourself? ICAN Study Pack. That's your primary water source. They are fundamental. You have to read them based on the plans. You have to highlight. You have to make notes. You have to understand the concept deeply. Don't just memorize. Another weapon, another tool you need is past questions. I passed my FRO with past question. What I did was this. When I looked at FRO, I was preparing for FRO exam. Something came to my mind. I went through 10 years past questions. I noticed that the question 1, in ICAN, the question 1 always carries the highest mark and is compulsory, over 30 mark. I noticed that around these 10 years, the questions are not that different from each other. Like the topics, if they don't bring this topic, you see it in 3 years' time. Like they were just rotating it. And the only difference was in just the name of the scenario, the company. What did I do? I studied 10 years. I even studied extra 5 years. And guess what? When I got to the exam hall, the question I saw was exactly how it was in one of the 15 years, extra 5 years I studied. What do you expect from such a person? Why won't such person pass when the 30 mark, you did it correct? Because it's something you've already studied from past question. So this is where many persons go wrong. Don't just read answers in past questions. Solve them. Time yourself. Understand the marking scheme. Past question reveal patterns. Past question reveal common pitfalls. Past question reveal the style of questions. Performance management wanted to give me issues too. I was scared from what I was hearing from people then. It was past question that gave me, the success I needed to beat that very course. Please, you must aim to complete at least in each of the paper, you must aim to complete at least 10 diet past question for each of the paper. If you are not ready to do that, then you're not ready to pass ICAN. You must learn faster. You must learn to do that. Lastly, we recently introduced new ICAN starter course here in our school. And I can tell you that this is where we revolutionize self-study, especially for those who feel overwhelmed by planning. Our starter course will soon be uploaded to our platform called Mirademi, which I will share my screen and show you shortly. And these courses is meticulously designed to give you the structure, simplified explanations, and understanding you need. It's your personal tutor, guiding you through complex topics you may not still understand, breaking them down into digestible models, and even providing practice questions that mirror the exam. And that's where our partner organization, Finesus, comes in. It's going to be affordable, it's going to be accessible, and it's going to provide the foundation many miss when going it alone. It's essentially your tortoise map and resource guide. So I will say you should build in. I made mention of Finesus, and the reason is because you must leverage the power of collective knowledge. We have a good community, and Finesus is building a vibrant ecosystem for your success. The phase number 4 is active learning and retention. The first thing I will say about that is don't just read, engage. Passive reading is ineffective. You must actively summarize what you read. Some of us, we don't even have a note. When we look at some of us, our notes, there's nothing meaningful. We don't have a note, nothing. So you must actively summarize what you read. You must draw diagrams. You must create mind maps. Teach the concept to an imaginary student. Just imagine sometimes you're alone. You're teaching a student what you have read for ICAN exam preparation. That little act of explaining it to an imaginary student or a pet solidifies understanding. Another thing you need to do, you have to take notes. Note-taking works. You must develop a system, concise summaries, if possible, have flashcards for key definitions or formulas. Concept maps that link ideas together. You have to do things like that. Make your notes your personal simplified textbook. You must practice. For quantitative papers that are have many calculations, for quantitative papers, walk through every example yourself. For theoretical papers, practice writing out answers concisely and clearly. This is where your understanding is tested and refined. Don't just study a topic once and forget it. Revisit topics at increasing intervals. After 1 day, 3 days, 1 week, 2 weeks, 1 month. It's very important when we talk about long-term retention, and it's crucial for passing. Our course structure here in our school encourages this. Phase 5 is about accountability, motivation, and exam day mastery. Be your own coach. Track your progress. Celebrate small wins. Some of us have passed some course. We are not happy. Why? Because maybe you wrote 5, you failed 1. Who told you? Or maybe you wrote 5, you failed the 5. Who told you? Slow progress is still progress. Celebrate small wins. Finished. When you are done, celebrate it. Treat yourself. Hit your weekly study goals. Acknowledge it. Self-affirmation like that keeps the momentum going. Don't mind what LinkedIn, you see people posting on LinkedIn. They're also celebrating their own win too. So do it to yourself, not till someone had to congratulate you. These things also matters. Also, during intense study periods, learn to say no to distractions, please. The power of no is very important. I see some people, they know that Saturday, they have to read based on their timetable. They have to read at home. They want to go for club. They want to go for an event that is not that important. Let me give you an example of what I mean. When I was preparing my own, we had a single conference and it clashed with the time for my study. I was not an officiator in the program. So I was now wondering, no, I can't allow it to take this time. If it takes this time, how do I now cover up? I had to suspend that singles conference. And that's what I'm talking about. Because at that point, it's a distraction. So you must learn to say no to distractions. You must learn to say no to social events that derail your plan or unnecessary commitments. Remember your why I talked about. Your why must be there. Why do you want ICAN? Why do you want to be a child accountant in the first place? Another thing you have to do is to give yourself a mock exam, which is like a dress rehearsal. You have to do that. Simulate the actual exam environment. You just try and give yourself an exam on some of those topics. You find out that it will help you build stamina. It will refine your time management. It will identify areas needing last-minute polish. And the good thing is that our Mirademi platform is going to offer mock exams to help you perfect this. If there's any other technique I can share again, is exam technique and stress management. Understand how to allocate time during exam per question. I was discussing with a friend. He shared his own that don't start with the question one. Start with others that you know. That question one, even if that you may know question one, but question one used to take time because you see that question that has 30 mark is always the question with the longest solution. So you have to understand you have to understand how to allocate time per question. Some persons don't, their problem is how to allocate time. They know the question, they know the answers, but at the end of the day, instead of answering the complete question, which you must answer the complete question, please, they end up answering 2, 3, 3.5, and all that. So understand how to allocate time per question. Read questions carefully. Don't panic if you don't know an answer. Move on and come back. You can practice deep breathing. Get good rest before the exam. Your mental state is as important as your knowledge. I hear you, many of you are thinking, Miramor, this sounds fantastic, but I have never been good at planning. My mind is a mess when it comes to organizing something this big. And that's perfectly normal. Many students I've seen struggle with breaking down a huge goal like ICAN into actionable steps. And that's precisely. So as I was saying, that's exactly why we are creating, or why we created the Mirademi ICAN starter course. Think of it this way. If Tortoise did not know how to read a map, what would he do? He would find someone to draw it for him, right? Segment by segment. That's what our starter course does for you. It provides pre-planned structure because we have taken the ICAN syllabus and broken it into logical, manageable models. You don't need to decide what to study next. We guide you. Another thing our starter course does for you, it simplifies the content. Complex topics are explained in clear, concise language, making it easier to grasp and retain. Another thing our starter course does for you, it comes with a built-in practice. Questions are embedded within the course. So you are practicing as you learn, not just at the end. The last thing it does is accountability. The structured progression it provides keeps you on track, giving you mini milestones to celebrate. So if planning is your weakness, let Mirademi be your strength. We provide the framework, you bring the commitments, together we make your terms, your home, your schedule, not just a dream, but a reality. Remember what the announcement said before now, especially beyond ICAN. Making it in today's market takes more than just showing up. It's about how you show up. Passing ICAN through self-study and not tutorial center, especially overcoming personal challenges like I did, speaks volumes about your character. And I can assure you that it tells prospective employers you are self-disciplined and resourceful. It tells prospective employers you are proactive and independent. It tells prospective employers you possess strong problem-solving skills. It tells prospective employers you can manage your time effectively under pressure. You don't know. I see people say, hey, I don't want to do ICAN. I don't need it. Then you've also find out that when you go for an interview, have you not noticed? They will ask you, are you a chartered accountant? Or you go and browse about some accounting jobs on LinkedIn or just search for it on social media. You always see ACA required, compulsory, must be a chartered accountant, ACA or ACCA. Why? Why do you think employers want that? They don't want to know whether you're good in calculation or financial analysis. Why are they? Because it sends a message to them that this person who is a chartered accountant is self-disciplined. That this person who is a chartered accountant possesses strong problem-solving skills. That's what ICAN gives to you. So these are not just theoretical concepts. These are skills you actively develop throughout your self-study journey. This is why our approach at Meredami and Finnezus is not just about passing ICAN. It's about equipping you with the career compass you never got in school, positioning you to get hired fast after qualifying. So, on my own part, you have heard my story. I believe you understood the wisdom of tortoise and received a detailed blueprint for success. But guess what? Knowledge without action is just potential. Now it's time to act. Are you ready to truly redefine your ICAN success story? Are you ready to pass ICAN on a budget, on your terms, from your home? Then I invite you to take the crucial next step. Dive into the Mirademi ICAN Starter course. Join our official WhatsApp community. This is not just a webinar, it's a turning point. It's the moment you choose flexibility over rigidity, over empowerment, over expense. You have the blueprint, you have the inspiration, I'm sure. Remember the total story. Remember from my own journey. Remember from the first speaker, Mr. Olesanjoku's journey. Your ICAN success story begins now on your terms. I believe in you. Let's make it happen. Don't just prepare for ICAN. Please, don't just prepare for ICAN. I shared with you some persons who have ICAN working in marketing departments, working in other departments. I've seen an ICAN holder working inside a store. Why? Because they prepared for ICAN only. Please don't just prepare for ICAN. Prepare for life. Also prepare for life after ICAN. At this juncture, please permit me to welcome our invited speaker and guest for this very webinar, who will take us in and then close us for this very program. Remember what the announcement said. Making it in today's job market takes more than just showing up. It's about how you show up. Thank you for the time. Welcome, Sir Samuel Darlington, as he leads us to our final session. Sir Samuel Darlington happens to be a first-class accounting graduate and also an accounting professional with notable track records. This guy, in fact, have been teaching in the university. When he was even schooling, he started teaching, tutorials and all of that. Time will not permit me to bring, all of that, but let's welcome him as he leads us for this final session. Thank you, everyone.
All right, good everyone. Sir Williams, I want to appreciate you for the wonderful presentation
I've made you
and
the host.
also,
I've made you the host, sir. Thank you.
okay, I believe can see my screen. Let me share my screen, please. Okay. All right, I'll see my screen, please. Hello, please, if you can see my screen, please let me know.
Yes,
Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We can see.
All right.
Yes, we
All
can
right.
see your screen. We can see your screen.
All right. The first speaker, despite I wasn't here when I was there when he was rounding up, I said a lot about this webinar is not just about passing your ICAN. This is just about having your personal discipline and getting to know that ICAN is just beyond and becoming a chartered accountant. Okay, I would love to informally introduce myself. I'm Samuel Darlington by name, a graduate of accounting from presentation how to an exam that's succeeding in ICAN through one. Sir Williams have spoke a lot. I've said a lot about passing your exams. I've said a lot about it. So the purpose of the presentation is to present that ICAN is possible. The ICAN is possible through focus and independent study. So as I said, I will be talking about my experience. So I will be giving practical experience to know that it's very, very possible to actually your ICAN exam once. And as he said, trying and failing does not mean that you are a failure. It is only when you are afraid to try or start means you are failed. The foundation, the levels of ICAN you should know now. With O level, you start from ATS 1, 2, 3, skills and BSc as an accounting graduate, skills and profession, and with from any other department that's not accounting, you start from foundation, your skills and your profession. Or that's professional. So what are we supposed to know about it? Why people avoid tutorial centers? Sometimes financial issues, tight schedules and work and the rest. So I was writing mine. I had issue due to time, combining a lot of things. We knew that when we knew that passing is not the textbooks or the right material, it is about your personal discipline. Your personal discipline. Your personal discipline. If you check, I dropped the PowerPoint file at the WhatsApp group, so you can open it at your convenience and make sure you go through them. The key pillars of presenting or passing your ICAN without a tutorial center. First is discipline and your discipline and time management. Very, very important. Your discipline and time management. Very, very important. Your discipline and time management. Please don't forget your discipline and time management is the first thing you should know. Your discipline and time management. You access your access to the right study material. I'll talk about them briefly. Your access to right study material, exam practice and familiarities with past questions, a study plan that work for you. So now, talking about these pillars of passing your ICAN exam. Discipline. Now, me knowing very full well that I was not going to be chance to attend the classes, even if I have one I actually paid for, but I didn't actually work. I wasn't consistent with it due to time. So I realized that focusing on this won't help. So what was the option? The option was discipline. I was able to utilize YouTube videos. That is why I so much believe that you can actually pass your ICAN exam on your own with a correct time management that work for you, a study plan that work for you properly. Now, talking about access to the right study material, there's a material called Pathfinder. Basically, they're into past questions in ICAN. That is what they are into. So I actually bought the hard copy, but I didn't make use of the hard copy. Funny enough, I didn't make use of the hard copy I bought. I actually made use of the soft copy. That is the one in my phone. Using my WPS app, I was able to search whenever I pick any topic. That's what we call ICAN charts. I'll drop it at the end of this presentation. ICAN charts, where students focus on those likely questions they set. You will see the statistics. It's like a chart that shows the likely questions they set every year. I think the chart contains up to 10 to 15 years ICAN questions. So I actually make time, draft out those topics that are likely to come out every year. So I focus on those topics. Whenever I am studying those topics, I go straight to the questions that are very hard. Because most people always deceive themselves. They study a particular topic. After studying, you see questions that you cannot solve from the textbook. You avoid them. So what is the tendency that those ones you avoid are those ones they won't actually sit? No. What pen for ICAN, as I said before, it's not just about passing yours, it's about you knowing yourself, not actually deceiving yourself. You have to tell yourself the truth. You focus on those questions that are very, very complex, because no matter how you want to deceive yourself, while you solve those complex questions, it gives you an insight on how to actually prepare for the other questions. So you solving one complex question is enough or more important than solving up to 20 simple questions. Just like some people are preparing for the exams. So you see some persons, they focus on maybe those simple questions and leave the complex ones. It really cannot solve. But you focusing on those complex questions, which the minimum academy will be producing, to make sure that we have certain things kept in place for you to actually get prepared. On studying a particular topic, for instance, inside the PM, I heard a lot about PM. In fact, I was even afraid of what I heard about PM. I was afraid of PM. I heard a lot about it, to the point that I had to devote more time on PM than other courses. So, know yourself. Was talking about CGs or the rest, the one that have more of theory. I didn't actually have time to actually print that course. I read it a day to that day, to be frank. I read that course a day to the exam day. That's when I prepared for that course. It's actually what you have been doing before now. It's strange. It's something you have seen from business, anything related to business, normal life business, ethics, governance, social corporate responsibility, and the rest. So basically, you have to focus on the complex ones, because you solving the complex questions will give you an edge on how to solve any other question. I think in every of the topics, I always pick two
Can anybody hear me? Can't hear any information again, please. Hello?
It's breaking from your end.
Okay, you can hear me?
I can't hear you.
The network is not strong from your end there.
If you can hear me, I cannot hear you.
I can hear you.
Okay, I can hear you now. For me, I can hear you now.
Hello, everyone. Sorry, we lost our speaker. I think his connection. So I'm trying to reach him. So I know if you can check now, he's no longer here with us. Yeah. Okay. So you have a question? Okay. 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 All right. So thank you, everyone. Thank you so very much. Remember what the announcement said.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, remember what he said. Making it in today's job market takes more than just showing up. It's about how you show up. So if you must pass ICAN on your own, at your own terms, at home, you must prepare and practice all what we have pointed out tonight. Stay blessed and bye.